Good morning, guys, and welcome to the channel. It is a gorgeous day here in PA. A little cold yet, but really sunny and nice. The perfect day to do some Blazer mods. That's right, boys, the first mod ever for the Blazer. And I got some news for you haters out there. I don't know if you can see this, but for anybody who says, oh, it isn't a truck. Well, right there is a booklet that comes with the truck from Chevrolet. Chevrolet light duty truck. Exhibit A, it's a truck. Now, a lot of people say, well, if it doesn't have a bed, it's not a truck. So I guess by that logic then, an 18-wheeler, the tractor part, isn't a truck either. Neither is a tow truck and neither is any type of utility truck. I rest my case, it's a truck. Of course, this is all in good fun, but it really is a truck, and it's a truck. And it happens to be a truck. That being said, the truck is filthy from the video I made. I'm not sure when it's gonna go live, but there's dirt everywhere. The video I made recently, dirt everywhere, all up in everything. Actually, it's not that bad, but there is a lot of dirt. It is pretty dirty, and we are going to take it to the car wash to get her cleaned up. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, you know, Mike, why do you care about the truck being clean? Well, I don't really. That's why I bought an old $1,500 truck, but I want it to be clean because I want to park it in the garage so I can work on it because it's a little chilly outside. It's also really wet out there, as you can see, and I don't wanna be laying on the ground. So let's get her cleaned up and bring her inside. You guys might have thought I was joking about using my Cove speaker here, but I wasn't. It's really nice for when you don't have a head unit, which I don't have one yet, but we are going to get one installed in this truck at some point soon. All right, boys, so we got the Blazer back at home, and as you can see, she's looking pretty clean. I tried to drive around for a while to let all the water dry and whatnot. We're dripping a little bit, but nothing too bad. The important part is it's not all, you know, muddy and dirty and disgusting. So of course, you know, the first thing we want to do when we get a new truck is we want to be able to hear it, right? We want to make it loud. And most trucks are pretty quiet. Any vehicle is pretty quiet from the factory. This truck especially, I really can't hear it at all when it's running and I'm sitting inside of it. In fact, I can't hear it at all. I can only kind of feel the engine moving a little bit, but it's extremely quiet. And traditionally, you know, with my Duramax or one of my Corvettes or the McLaren or whatever, you want it to be louder, you have to buy an exhaust system. And the problem with that is that exhaust systems, although with the right company, it sounds great. Corsa is my go-to, as you guys know, and they sound awesome. But exhaust systems are expensive. And this is a budget build. We don't want to spend any unnecessary money. And if you're, you know, somebody in high school, whatever, or in college and you don't have a lot of money to spend, an exhaust system for $1,500, $2,000, that's a lot of money. Good news is you can make this truck sound really, really good, or any old truck, even if it is a V6 or whatever, you can make it sound really good without spending anything. We're gonna spend a little bit of money just to keep it legal, but basically all you gotta do is cut your stock exhaust off. And I know it sounds kind of like janky and ghetto, right? Like, oh, just chop off your exhaust. But really, for these trucks, especially, again, the Chevy 350 V8, any V8, it's gonna sound really good. Now, a lot of people, what they do is they'll cut a pipe and then they go to Pep Boys and they get like a glass pack cherry bomb or whatever they're called, and they put it in there. But you don't want to do that, actually. What you want to do is just cut it off past the catalytic converter. Now again, if this was a crazy project, I would just cut it off right up there and like dump it out the side. But we're going for a good sound without being too insane because it is a daily driver. And again, we do want to keep it legal. The problem with those big resonator and muffler things is that they don't really make the truck sound any better. They just give it more volume and make the truck drone really bad. You're gonna see with what we do, the truck isn't gonna drone on the highway or just cruising around at all. It's not gonna drone, but it is gonna sound really good when you step on it. It's also gonna give it a nice little rumble at idle, and again, it's totally free. As we look at our exhaust system, you can see it's a little bit more complicated than a lot of old trucks. Most old trucks, it is Y-piped off the header, so it comes down on either side into a Y shape, and then it's one pipe all the way out the back. This is two pipes all the way out the back, or pretty close until you get to the muffler, and then on the other side of this big muffler here is when it goes into one pipe again. as you can see, I think anyway. I think that's where it's one. Yeah, and then it's one out of this muffler. Now we also have, this is a little bit of a newer truck, so we have, if you can see up there, we have an O2 sensor. So we don't want to cut before that, so we're going to leave our catalytic converters for two reasons. Number one, well really it all boils down to inspections here in PA. In PA you have to have a catalytic converter. So it would fail twice. Number one, it would fail because you wouldn't have one. And number two, even if you like cut this out and hollowed it out and then put it back in, you would have a check engine light from your O2 sensor, and if your truck, your vehicle has a check engine light, it will not pass. So we're not gonna cut anywhere up here. We're gonna leave the cats, but that's gonna be fine anyway, because with the cats on, it's gonna not be, again, too crazy loud, but it's still gonna sound really good. So we're gonna cut right here, about right after this little hanger, so it's supported. You can see we have an exhaust hanger here. And we're gonna cut these two pipes leading into this big muffler. So we're gonna get rid of this whole thing right here. And this is why the truck is so quiet. It's a huge muffler, and we definitely don't need that. So we're gonna cut these two pipes. And again, assuming you have a Sawzall, or you can borrow one from somebody who has one, this is not going to cost you any money. Technically not a straight pipe. The word straight pipe gets thrown around on YouTube a lot. Parker, I'm talking to you. Just joking. I and a lot of other people do the same thing. But straight pipe is as it sounds, like literally your header's all the way back, no muffler, no cats, anything, not even a little resonator. So we're pretty close. It's straight all the way up top there. There's nothing like restrictive at all. And then we just have our two little cats. So it's pretty close, but it's as extreme as we can get and still be legal. And I think that's important because, again, this is a daily driver build. It's something that you can do and be legal, and everything's gonna be okay for you driving it every day. The only thing we have to do to keep it 100% legal is we have to, if we're gonna have our pipes end right there, we have to have an elbow and have it out to the body because it can't be dumped underneath. Now again, a lot of states are different. Your state might not require that, but PA does. But we are going to do that as well. I will have to spend a little bit of money at like AutoZone or Pep Boys to get little exhaust elbows, but they're literally only about $5 to $10, which I think is pretty affordable. So let me start her up, and this is what it sounds like bone stock. See what I'm talking about? You can barely hear this truck. So it doesn't sound bad, it's not anything offensive, but it definitely needs a little bit more volume. And that 350 is really gonna sound great once we do this. Also, it's really important, of course, to mention to wear eye protection when you're doing this. You only get one set of eyes, and you don't want a piece of rust flying into your eyeball. There's one. Smooth as butter. Go to the back. We have two hangers holding on the muffler and the exit exhaust piece here. I'm gonna try to not cut them so I can salvage the hangers, because it's just kind of nice to not have to do that. The easiest way to do this is to get a little pry tool and just pry it against the pipe, and you'll find that you can get it out pretty easy. Now, again, why am I salvaging this? I'm not really sure for my purposes. Whatever, it's just good to have. It's always good to have it. All right. And that's that, boys. We got this exhaust right the hell off. There it is. Now, the other advantage, boys, is that this is like probably 40 or 50 pounds. So we've got weight reduction now. We have weight reduction on our 97 Blazer. Let's see how she sounds now that she's free. It's got a really nice low rumble to it, but you notice it's not like crazy loud. You can drive this in the neighborhood, you're not gonna bother anybody, it's literally freaking perfect. A nice deep rumble, but not obnoxious at all. Not bad at all. You can buy, and again, totally free. This is just all stock, just the regular engine and the stock headers and all. That sounds freaking epic. I love those pops, and again, really quiet when you don't want the noise, but sounds amazing when you do, when you get on it. That is freaking, we gotta do, you know what, we gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. It's freaking awesome. For the low cost of $0.00, we now have a great sounding truck. Even if you had the money for an expensive exhaust, why would you want one? Sounds perfect. Sounds so good. Oh, we'll go behind this building. Get a little echo action on her. Oh. My gas mileage is going to be so much worse. Totally brings back the memories too. Just an old true V8. You know, that's all you need. That's really all you need. My neighbor with his table saw out. Again, I am going to go out and buy a little elbow piece and the clamps from Advanced Auto. That should cost about 25 to 30 bucks. But it is fine right now. You know, the truck runs and drives fine, sounds really freaking good. It might not pass inspection like that depending on how strict your place is. But you know, it's not gonna hurt anything. Exhaust is far away from the gas tank. It's not near any components that it would make too hot or anything. So you can run and drive it like that just fine. In fact, if you wanna leave it like that, you could buy a little elbow piece, and rather than go elbow out, you could go elbow down, which would direct the exhaust, you know, under the truck more so than just backwards. Which would be really good as well. You could do that too. Yep, that's it. The free exhaust mod sounds freaking awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this upload, give it a thumbs up. Take care and have a great day.